Shalom, sisters. How you guys doing? All praises to Yahweh today and his son Yahawashi. Yahweh Hashem Yahawashi Shamartha to you. Has it been an eventful month and a half since the last time I talked to you, sisters? But let me tell y'all something. Let me ensure you right now that the reason why I was not around had nothing to do with any bad circumstances at all. See, the sisters that's close to me, they know that this is my time of the year. Like, it's about to be spring. We growing our food out. Our daughter, Melina, she's continued to grow and get stronger. All praises to the Most High. And sometimes the Most High just puts you in a position where you just got to step back and he needs to use you for something else, like your household. Let me see. Salakia. Let me make sure everybody can hear me. Shalom. Shalom, sisters. Yes. It's good to see y'all. Now, you know, I'm going to get into it because I want to make it, I'm going to try to make it short and sweet and straight to the point. But when we're talking about what comes from the gab, the mouth, the tongue, they call it, the double-edged sword, some people refer it to as that, ironically, but it's the power of the tongue. That's the lesson today. Why are we talking about the power of the tongue? Because I feel like at us as women is people always, we hear a lot, well, y'all need to be quiet. Women talk too much. Women do this. Women do that concerning our mouths. But why? Like, let's get to the nitty gritty. Why is it so important for us to guard our mouths, to guard what we say? Because death and life is in the power of the tongue. Okay. The things you say to your husband, kids, other sisters can cause not a physical death, but a spiritual death, a death of your relationship, a death of, of trust, of, sisters don't want to come around no more. We're not really talking anymore, things like that. That's the type of things that I'm going to get into today, because it's very important that we use. Let's take what society made us think about the tongue. Like, let's take that angry black woman, or she's mad, or she's rebellious, or all that. Let's take that negativity and turn it into something positive. Because like I say in all my videos, we have the power to do very, very good, and we got the power to do very, very bad. It's really not in between when it comes to us women here in Israel, right? So let me just get right into it. I'm gonna start out with what type of negative things that the tongue can do. And we're gonna work into how through the Most High, we can work on it and be excellent in the department of controlling our tongue. Okay. So we're gonna start with James 3:6. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members. See, the tongue is hot. Have you ever said something so bad to someone, and if you stop and think, they'll get quiet, because that's how you know that you hurt their feelings. Because us women, we can say, we know how to say things to make men, women, children, anything, to make them feel like this small, like they're little, right? That is, hold up, Salaki. So is the tongue among our members, that it defiled the whole body. When you say something, you can have the most beautiful garment, a real gold crown, and you arrive in a Bentley or a spaceship. Your shoes is made of the titanium, what's it, the vibranium, I'm saying it wrong, from Wakanda. But as soon as you say something negative, all that look ugly and messed up to everybody that you could be around. That's how powerful the tongue is. And setteth on fire the course of nature, and is set on fire of hell. Like that tongue can destroy anything. It can destroy a whole room. You know how many times that a physical death happened just off your mouth? So it's something to think about. I'm gonna go and let's go to James 3:8. But the tongue can do no man Salakia, but the tongue can no man tame. It is unruly, evil. Don't people read? They be like, "Oh, see, my tongue can't be controlled because no man can control their tongue." And they said men. I have a microphone right here. You probably can't see it, but it's men. Men can't control it, but yes, you guessed it, the Most High can. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. That's how, when you be like, "Shut up, nobody won't talking to you, no way." Just the way you say is like, wow. Like people look at you like, "Oh my God, I can't believe she said it." Or the kids, you fussing out your siblings, you unbraiding them. "Oh, you're ugly. Nobody's gonna want you. Sit down. Mom and dad don't really love you." All this stuff like this, or you picking on, your siblings' weight, how they look, their hair. That stuff is tearing them down. That mouth can cause things, can have a child growing up with their head down. You know what I'm saying? And then especially for us women, because if you saying these things to your daughter, I'm not trying to be funny, but you can turn her into a thirsty traveler, because when a man comes along and he says any little thing to her, guess what she's ready to do? Yes, give up the kebab. So we got to be mindful of that, or stealing or killing or doing other negative things. Now, Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Like I said, death and life, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Like death and life, like a situation dealing with me, because I always bring it back to me. Like when this situation happened to my daughter, I could be like those doctors and just speak death on her. Oh, nothing, no negative. But I chose to speak life. You're gonna walk and talk again through Yahweh. Like even with yourselves, we sabotage our own selves, sisters. Like if you say, for instance, if let's say what's something that all of us women deal with, weight loss. If you're like, "Man, I'm just gonna be fat. That's just who I am. I ain't gonna be able to lose weight. And then you spoke it on yourself. It's there. It's gonna happen. Because let me tell you something, a little science about how the mind works. Whatever you speak, your body's going to do. It's going to try its best to get close to what you tell it to do. That's the power of it. So you sitting up there like, "I ain't gonna lose weight. I can't homeschool my kids. I can't grow no food because of this. I can't submit to my husband because of then you're not gonna do it. So you have to speak life on yourself, speak life on your family. Just saying a simple, "You can do it," that goes so much further than you just doubting yourselves. It's about you having confidence in yourself. If you have confidence in yourself, then your husband sees it and it strengthens your relationship. But if you don't have confidence in yourself, and I'm still learning this along the way, your husband will start looking at you like, is she okay? That mother don't think she can do nothing. Damn. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something that we have to work on. All right, let's skip over to and then the last part of that, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Whatever you speak on yourself, that's what you're gonna eat that. Okay? You got to be we take account of our words. These words are very strong and potent. That's why when we call out to the Most High, he comes. Right? Probably not when we think he should, but he's always right on time. That sounds very Christianly, but it's true. Sirach 37:18. Four manner of things appear, good and evil. That's basic. Life and death. But the tongue ruleth over them continually. So the tongue rules over the good people because they talk good, good, good. Evil, they talk evil, evil, evil. Life, they talk life. Death, death. You see what I'm saying? It's a powerful thing that we misconstrue, and that's why a lot of men out there, y'all, they'll tell you that, sister, you just need to shut the hell up. How many times you done heard that on a video or something? Now, if you go to other camps, they'll tell you to shut the F up, like plainly, and then may throw the B word in there too. So we have to be that's why. Now you know why they saying that, because you could speak death on yourself out there. Man, I don't forget y'all ain't doing nothing. I don't forget believing y'all God. You spoke death on yourself, because after you leave that, the Most High is going to show you some things. That's I'm going to say about that. Sirach 5:13. Honor and shame is in talk, and the tongue of man is his fall. Do you know, when I read that, it cut so deep, because how we talk, you can give honor to yourself or shame to yourself. You can do something evil, like evil, and then, turn around and say, well, you can say something evil, and then you say, well, I didn't mean it in a mean way or whatever. If that's what you got to say to make yourself feel great, but it doesn't change the fact that what you said hurt someone. Our words hurt. If you see your husband's down, try to lift him up. Try to say encouraging things. When your kids come home from school, they get bullied or something, say, and encourage them. Encourage yourself. Speak to yourself. I be talking to myself enough. I ain't gonna tell you how much, but I speak with I have to. It's part of the dying daily, because I have to examine myself. It's a lot of stuff at the end of the day. I'm like, man, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why did I even engage in that? Why this? Why that? So we gotta remember that our talk shows a lot. And you can do all you want in Israel. You can make garments. You can make alms, speak nicely to the brothers, feed their food, all that. And one word, one sentence, one phrase, and you can shame yourself. You have no more honor. That's why it's very important. Sirach 20:18. To slip upon a pavement is better than to slip with the tongue. So the fall of the wicked shall come speedily. So it's better for you to fall, bust your legs open, and you just messed up, than for you to slip with your tongue. And I know it. I know that that's something that I deal with. Like y'all sisters know that's watch me. I'll tell you, be transparent. My words can be very, it can go hard, and the difference between before I was in the truth and now is that actually sometimes in mid-sentence I can stop myself, or after I do it, I feel bad. Before, if I say what I said, I didn't feel bad. I'd be like, man, they shouldn't have been near me. It is what it is, deal with it. But now I'm like, man, I shouldn't have said that, and first I ask the Most High forgive me, and then I go to that individual if I'm able to do it, But if you're a sister out there and you said something to your husband, another sister, your kids, it hurt their feelings, go to them and apologize. Make it right immediately and try not to ever do it again. Okay? Then let me see. And then the fall of the wicked shall come speedily. Believe that. That's real. I don't even have to get too much into that. That's self-explanatory. Psalms 19:14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart, really my mind, be acceptable in thy sight, O Yahweh, my strength and my redeemer. So that's who you got to go to let the words come out at ease. Because no man, you could talk to a therapist, you can talk to your sister you highly look up to, you can talk to your husband, anyone, but they do not have the single power to change you. The Most High does. If you go to him, you tell him, like, Lord, please just help me. I don't want to put a bridle on my tongue. I don't want to keep talking like this. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to, snap off. We don't want to do that. So that's something that we can go to the Most High for. Let me go down another precept for that. Well, you're not a precept, but it's another verse. So, Sirach 20:1, there is a reproof that is not comely. Again, some man holdeth his tongue and is wise, and he is wise. So let's elaborate on that. Because we all heard, because I had to learn this too, cry aloud and spare not, show Israel their sins. But, however, because people, they take that as I can say whatever I want to. You're going to die. You're going to go to hell if you don't do this. Sis, why are you up there wearing a dress, wearing that little bitty dress, and you fat, and and to women out there, they're like, well, I said it is what it is. I ain't say nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's a reproof that's not comely. And that's kind of for the men to cry aloud and spare not. That kind of comes to, like, I used to believe in that when I talked to other sisters. Like in the beginning, when my zeal was on fire, I cut, and I didn't care how I did it, who was around. Well, I did care who was around, because I ain't gonna say that in front of people unless I never had an instance where I had to cut a sister in front of a whole group of people before. But like I used to, I didn't care how it came off. But through time and era, I learned that it's a certain way I have to do things. Whoever that heathen woman is on the thumbnail, her tongue looks disgusting. That's how we look when you open your mouth and you're speaking evil things and you're not harnessing your tongue. That's exactly how people look at you. I ain't gonna have no beautiful princess like with her tongue out like, hey. No, I ain't gonna do that. Nah. Show her. Because that's exactly how we look like when you walking around here, just letting your mouth fly. You got to try to hold that thing together. Okay, now let's go to the next one here. 1 Peter 3:10, for he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil and his lips that speak no guile. So if you want to live a long, good life, you got to keep your mouth, you got to hold this. You got to hold it together, because when you start running your mouth, let me tell you what end up happening. You going to hear you telling this sister, this about this sister, that sister about that sister, about this brother and all that. Then guess what's going to end up coming to you? Drama. Because they're like, well, sister said you said this and this said that. And if you would have just been quiet, and or mind your business, You'll have a good life. If you speak good to your husband, you will have a good life. But if you don't speak good to your husband, you're not going to have a good life. Period. Because you can't have the man that's over you and you're downing him every chance you get. You can't do that. It's no excuse. If your husband says no one's coming over here, then no one, you should, okay, all right, but then some women be like, but why? So that could be looked at your husband like, what some men, they oppress so bad that they have to explain themselves everywhere they go. They don't want to do that in their household. Then you talk about, well, I gotta do that because you can't just do that. And then you find out because he got a headache and he don't want nobody over here. And then you just made it worse by what? Yeah. Shalom, sister, child of the Most High, all praises. Let me see. Oh, and to Sister Vita and Princess Valentina, shalom to y'all as well. Let me see. Let's keep going here. Sirach 19:16. There is one that slippeth in his speech, but not from his heart. Now is one that's like he'll slip up and be like, well, like a sister recently, asked me, did she look, fat? And she's not in the truth. So, I just a lady I happened to see, and I came to a crossroad. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. My mind was gonna be like, no, just love yourself. But then it came out, you could run a little bit. I didn't mean it slipped that was a speech that slipped, but not in my heart, my mind. I won't thinking that she was, I ain't saying she was fat. I'm like, in my mind, I just feel like anybody can run 2-3 times a week, do a little 15-minute walk, a jog, and you're there, So it wasn't like that, but I'm just using that as an example so y'all know what that means. So there's one that's slipping with his speech, with his speech, but not with his heart, and who. Hold on, I can't. See, this is live right here. You ain't gonna get no more uncut than that. Then the truth coming out when everybody. I'm not no reading whiz, or I come through, read quick. I could have just guessed the word I had written in there. I had wrote out my lessons. Okay. There is one, okay, and who is he that have not offended with the tongue? Right? Who has not offended with their tongue? Everybody's came to a point when they offended with their tongue. So it's okay. So just ask for forgiveness and keep going. That's why I said ask for forgiveness. Sometimes when people say stuff, they didn't mean it like that. It just came out like that. That's not what they're thinking. It just comes out of their mouth, But if you do know that you offended someone, go apologize to them. That's all you got to do. And make it right. And me, sometimes I be blunt with it. I just be like, hey, if you're my sister, you ask me if you're fat, and if you are big, I'll be like, sis, I give them the one, like, do you really want to know my opinion about your body? Yes, sis, run now. But I'll joke about go take off now. Drop down, give me 10 right now. Like, oh my God, are you serious? Like, I'm not. You are big, but I ain't telling you to do it now. So that's why you have to talk to yourself and know these things. Because you put your looks and how you look in somebody else's hand, don't be surprised what comes out. I'm just saying, I'm gonna leave that at that, because weight is a very sensitive subject for us women. I know some of y'all probably holding your stomachs now, like, What? Wait, she'll tell me to run. Yeah, you better. And the sisters I'm close to, they'll tell me to run too. Like, sis, yeah, you need to, you know, you need to go ahead, and while you out there guarding, just make sure you tuck it up when you shoveling, because you getting a little healthy, you know. But it ain't nothing like that. I look at it as love. You know what I'm saying? It's just love. If you love me and you want me to live a long time, you know that all types of diseases are held in the stomach area. So I'll do that. I'm hitting the planks these days. Yeah, okay. A plank. I thought I had to double look. I thought you put plate at first. See, that's how bad it is. I was like, oh, what? Somebody said something about food. No, but yeah, that's just something we're gonna talk. We're gonna get into that a little bit later. I'm telling you, we're gonna get into that. Let's go over to Sirach and 17:6. Counsel and a tongue, and eyes, ears, and a heart gave he them to understand. So the Most High gives us all our senses to understand. How can you show that you understand with the tongue? By saying, okay, yes. Like, you understand. Yeah, that's okay. Khan, Salakia, something like that. But it's a way you say it gotta be soft. You can't be like, Khan, yes. I said yes. What else you want me to, and then you're gonna end up, child. I'm trying to tell you, you don't want to do that. Just let your yays be yays, your nays be nays, to show you understand. Okay, let's go to Ecclesiasticus 32:8. Let thy speech be short. Like, don't, like, just say, like, let it be short. Comprehending much in a few words. Be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue. So when you speak and you communicate, I'm learning that too. Just say a little bit. Just say a little bit here and there. And comprehending much in a few words. So you and understand. Listen. That means you got to understand to comprehend. You got to listen and listen. See, to understand what's going on, and be the one that holdeth his tongue. Because you got to just try it. When you get up in the morning, we just talked about the first half, the power of the tongue and how it can change you. Look, when you talking to the Most High, just talk to yourself. I'm a loving wife. I'm silent. I listen and speak that. Just keep speaking that on yourself, and it's going to happen. Okay, this is scientific proof out here, and it shows it in scriptures. We're gonna get towards the end on how when people called out to the Most High and think, a little example of what happened when they done that. But speak that on yourself. Just like, no, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. Let me give y'all another example of my life, because I'm just being real. I'm not, if you're new watching this, I'm not that sister that thinks that I know it all and I'm perfect. I don't do no wrong. That ain't me. That's not me. To me, I'm trying to work this out as best way I can. And the Most High put this on my spirit to reach out to sisters and tell them the real. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't have issues when I do. So let me tell you. So I'm I don't know if I said anything about it. So I was in, training, and I was, I'm trying. It was a Sheetamite teaching, and she was my manager. We're on a Zoom call. We're talking or whatever. Everything's silent because it's kind of like a thing when you type in, and then you gotta, if you got a question, you unmute yourself. So I'm sitting there, and because my slave name is Melinda. So she says, wow, our dog Melinda didn't say anything to her. I called to her. She didn't say anything back. And I was like, hello? She was like, oh my God, I'm not on mute. And I was like, so that's when that I came into a fork in the road, because I was the only one in that moment that knew I could get fired if I resign. I'm about to tell her that she a slave and all. I was about to go in on her. But then after about 30 minutes, I had to say out loud, you cannot do this. It's not your kingdom. Hold your tongue. Hold your tongue. The Most High deal with her. Hold your tongue. But it sounded, that's how I'm telling y'all. But really, I was like, hold your tongue. You at work. Don't do nothing, because if you fuss them out, then they gonna write you up, and then you gonna be looking crazy. So that's the stuff that you have to eat here, and it's crazy, and it's something that we all deal with every day. But it's easy to go in on somebody. Oh, I'm gonna tell them about themselves, because I had to recently. I had another incident when you are chosen in this truth. They don't even have to see you, but the spirits, they'll just attack you for no reason. Like, all these people here, why they trying to come at me? Like, what's going on? What is going on? Then you have to remember that's the way that's the way the Most High has it. If you follow him, prepare yourself for temptation. That's a temptation. You got to get ready. You got to be like, okay, fine. The Most High, he's gonna handle it. Don't say anything, because the moment you open up your mouth, and a lot of y'all sisters can relate, you gonna be the one looking crazy. You gonna be looking like a pure slam fool out here if you say something back. And the fact that we know who they are, and I don't know about you, but I don't have no problem telling them, like, actually, you are nothing to me. You know that, right? You ain't nothing but a dog. Like, and braid them the words, and they go cry, because what they gonna do? Immediately cry. Oh my God, well, she said this to me, and then all of a sudden you looking stupid when you could have just sat there and just had the battle within, talk to yourself, speak life on yourself, and let it go. Sometimes you got to get away from the whole problem. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way the world works for us women, and it's true. All right, Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Let me tell you, that's real. Because you come in, you ever had somebody angry that's going in on you, how you, and you just sit there and, okay, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and take care of it. And that's what. Let me tell you another story that it is like something that I'm going through. I speak on what I go through. So when I was back in the world, just even on a worldly, me being in the world, using this scripture that I didn't even know then helped me. I was literally getting like robbed at gunpoint. Like, yeah. And anyone be like, oh my God. And I just sat there calmly, and I was kind of weird. I was like, oh, that's a nice gun. Like, this ain't no game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how calm I was. I was like, okay, what do you want? Give me all, I gave it up. And then, but the reason why I'm mentioning that, because the same guys that robbed me, they end up killing a girl a month or two later and putting them in the woods. And it's probably because she was probably screaming and going in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's calm, just calm raps in any situation. Because that was mostly for the sisters that's new coming to this, because they, I'm saying new because y'all some of y'all like halfway in and you're halfway out. You really want to do what the Most High tell you to do, but you ain't ready to give up some of the stuff that, the worldly stuff, So I'm letting y'all know that was for y'all, that even when I was out there, you can practice that now. Just be quiet. Because if you can harness your mouth, come in this true full flat, sis. if you could control your mouth, because it's really the sisters that I'm ashamed to say, but it's sisters that's been in here for a while that I noticed that their mouth is a more reckless than the news. You know, it's like they been for a while. Like, well, I've been for a while. I can say what I want. You know, and then that's the case. If you're a sister like that, that's not the truth. That's not the truth. We have to humble ourselves and calm. Speak that on yourself. I say it right now. I am a calm daughter of Zion. Speak that. Believe it. Okay? Let's go on. You know, my examples be kind of far-fetched. I know some of y'all looking at the cameras like, wait a minute, she got robbed and what's going on? Yes, I was in the world. Disclaimer, I ain't at the bottom of the screen, but I wasn't born into this. Okay? I tell the sisters all the time, the Most High, he reached all the way down in the cookie jar and was like the very bottom and pulled me out. That's where I came from. You know, and all praise to Yahweh, that woman is dead. Okay, let's go to Proverbs 10 and 19. In the multitude of words, there wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. You in the multitude of words, you don't want to sin, you don't want to say nothing weird. And when you refrain your mouth, you're wise. That's it. If sometimes, and you know, I'm gonna be real with y'all, women. You know, sometimes our husbands, our lords, our kings, we love them to death. But we have moments when it's like, we just say, you know, like, what? Because in our minds, it's like they think that they got the world on their shoulders. They get persecuted. They go through their own stuff. And sometimes the way that they say stuff, it comes out. They're always in a hurry because their time is like really precious. Like they always trying to make stuff happen for the family. And sometimes they come off and say it quick. Like, for example, like when my husband, he was on a business call and I was in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna wait till after he gets finished. You know, I'm trying to be like, I'm gonna wait till he gets finished. I'm gonna, you know, see if he either wants, you know, chicken Alfredo for dinner, or if he wants, you know, chicken and with his vegetables, whatever. So I'm sitting out thinking, and he get up and he was like, oh, what you cook? And I was like, oh, I was waiting to tell you. And he looked like, you weren't cooking this whole time? And it was like a moment like, oh, wait. You know, I was like, I was gonna ask you. He was like, I'm really hungry. It didn't matter. And then at that moment, I could have been like, you know, some women husbands, some man's wives don't even ask what they want to eat. You know, I could have been like that. Or, well, you could have just fixed it yourself. You know, that could have been it. Or I didn't cook it because I did. Why are you getting an attitude for? I was just trying. You see how that can. But if you do a simple, well, I just thought, you know, I came in, I was like, you know, I thought that I was going to choose your food. He was like, no, I'm really hungry. It would have still turned out good. And I was like, oh, okay. And that was it. In my past life, I would have been like, what you mean? Like, why you acting like that? I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? So that's just some things some little stuff that our men can do, because sometimes a lot of times women feel like the men pulls out that loud side, you know. And the sad part, some women husbands do, they're like just be, you know, on them, or they're not in the truth, or they just, you know, kind of got a stricter, you know, I want to say like they have another level how they want their wives to be, pretty much. Like, for example, like before you got with your husband, you could love to wear makeup, and then you meet your husband, he's like, man, I know they ain't a sin or nothing, but I don't want you to wear it. It's disgusting, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of like, oh, okay. And then you're, and that's something that you like to do. It made you feel good. It made you feel feminine or what have you, and some women say, okay. And then after about a little while, they'll start, and then they're like, why are you doing that? And then you can start an argument, That's why I say to even the little sisters out here that's not yet married, know who you marry first, okay? Your dad, if you're in this, 9 times out of 10, your father is going to, pick them out. But while y'all courting, y'all talking, you notice some things like, hey, Dad, you raised me and Mom that we can adorn ourselves modestly for our man. He don't want me to do that. I don't know, how. Please advise, help me to realize how I'm supposed to marry this man. And then your daddy come in, and what I'm saying, like a lot of men, they tell you. I don't really know an Israelite man that didn't drop the hint of exactly what they want from their wives, And some of us, a lot of us, we were with our husbands before we were in the truth. Like y'all both came into this together. So then, as you can see, a lot of times they change, and then your speech, you gotta, be mindful of how you project things, because at the end of the day, if my husband came to me honestly and was like, babe, I love you and all that stuff, but I just want to see your natural face from here, I'm not gonna think nothing else about it, because I know, for one, I'm here, the Most High put me here to look good for this man. If he's telling me I look good this way, I'm gonna do it. My husband, on the other hand, he's the more like, he likes that stuff. He thinks it's feminine. It shows that I care about myself, like I care about him, because it's like, don't be the type of woman. I'm just giving you a quick advice. How I am while we talking. It's a transition. It really consists. It's a transition of a lifetime. Okay. It's a transition, but guess what though? Through Yahweh, yes, it can happen. But but it's all about how we speak. And if you got to realize that when you realize your husband is Yahawashi in the house, treat him like that, it changes things. You might go off a little bit and and say some stuff. Even the people that walk with Yahawashi kind of went off, like Peter called the dude ear, like, man, what you doing? Or they told him he went to garden to pray. They went to sleep. Like but they repented and kept trying to not do that particular thing anymore. Okay, let's go back to the power of the tongue. Okay, so Sirach 5:14, be also with the tongue, be not called a whisperer, and lie not in wait with thy tongue. You know how someone lies down and wait for their tongue? They can't wait to tell you the business. They wait to tell you, like, girl, I can't tell you this right now, but don't say nothing. But this sister, blah, 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 blah. And then, that's a whisperer. Let's continue to read. For a fool, shame is upon the thief, and an evil condemnation upon the double tongue. So you walking around here with a double tongue, it's evil coming your way. Because you can't say, hey, I love my husband. I do all I can for my husband. He's my king. He's my Lord. And I love him. And then behind the closed doors, you come in the house, your husband like, I heard you tell them women, how you love and adore me. She's like, man, shut up. I just said that because, okay, well, like, no, you need to be one tongue. A double tongue. I had a double tongue. Sometimes in a lot of and I gotta work on my mind. In my mind, I see the double tongue. In your heart, if you're telling going to a sister who's like, all praise to the Most High, sis, I can help you. But in your mind, you're picking on her clothes, you picking on her shoes, you picking on all this stuff, then you know, that's just as bad to me, you know. And then guess what? Whatever you think about is eventually going to come out this way. It may not come out to that sister, but it'll come out to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Sirach 5:9. Win now, not with every wind, and go not into every way, for so doeth the sinner that have a double tongue. You ain't gotta follow every wind. You gotta be in every conversation. It's called choosing your battles. With my kids, I had to choose. I mean, Salakia, with my husband, I had to choose your battles. You know, some of us sisters, we got husbands out here that they are out on the street, they teaching hard, bringing out the word, you know, and then behind doors, they calling you all types of names, being disrespectful, not paying the bills at home, embarrassing you. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy for you to snap. Sis, let me tell you, that hasn't happened to me, but I really feel bad for a sister that goes through that. And just keep praying to the Most High, and don't let this about him. Don't let your tongue make you sin. If he's saying that, eventually, what it says, a soft answer turn away wrath. So you got a husband like, man, you doing this? I knew a woman, you know, a girl in the world that do something better than you, and and you could get mad like, well, go out. You know, it's easy to say that, but get out. You know, instead of that, like, don't even say nothing. Just listen. Let them vent. Let them get it out and pray. And if it gets to a point putting your hands on you, then you may need to do a righteous separation. Like when I say separation, I ain't saying, oh, the worldly separation. You leave him and you go and spread your legs to all these men out here because you been with him all this time, and then you realize that they ain't nothing either. You know, no, don't do it where you're focusing on the Most High, because no sister should be in a situation where they're getting their hands put on them. We're not a dog. We're possessions, yes. A dog, no. Don't hit your wife. I mean, Salakia, I did not mean to address the men. I'm sorry, Salakia. But I'm saying that's not good. I don't want you to do that. But do everything in your power with your tongue, that you don't make that happen. Because they like, oh, what you mean? You don't, let's not be coy here. You know, some of y'all sisters talk so much junk to them. Man, you jump in your husband's face. Man, you ain't nothing. Do something then. And you pushing him. What do you think he gonna do? If you dealing with a man that's oppressed, 9 times out of 10, he's gonna retaliate. He may not punch you and give you a boot party, but he might push you down the ground. And some of y'all women, oh my God. Then y'all messaging elders crying, oh my God, my husband's over here beating me. And you up there jumping in that man's face with this, speaking death on yourself, because you ain't speaking no life for him to come and bless you. You speaking death, yelling in that man's face. You are not over the man. Period. Sit down, look pretty, hold your tongue the best way you can, and whatever you do, don't call out your husband. Don't call him no names. Don't disrespect him, and don't make him feel like he's less than a man. And how can you do that? Is with this right here. Okay? I'm only speaking to the women here. Psalms 141:3. Set a watch, O Yahweh, before my mouth. Keep the door of my lips. See, you got to go to Yahweh to hold that mouth. Shalom. Shalom, sis. You got to hold your mouth. You got to, okay? And then when you do that, so many things will start happening positive for you. If you know yourself, if you're in the midst of, I'm talking to right now to the sisters that they know they have vomit of the mouth. Okay, they know that oh, she is, you need to, they can't help it. They just if you know you're a sister like that, use your mouth to speak life on you by saying, I'm not even going to tell nobody business. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just going to be quiet. I'm going to do what I need to do. If just speak that on yourself. I am a calm daughter of Zion. We don't yell, okay? We don't scream, and we don't unbraid anyone, okay? That's the type of thing. If you hold that, when you hold that, you gotta sit up when you say that. I'm a calm daughter of Zion. I've been here before. I'm chosen by the Most High. Ain't no woman above me, and no other nation of woman is above my sisters or me. But in this instance, you're gonna be talking to yourself. Ain't no other nations above me. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna try my best to listen, and I'm going to act accordingly because I know what comes out of my mouth has so much impact. It can bring honor to my husband and the Most High and my children, or it can bring dishonor to the Most High, my husband, and my children. Okay, Ephesians 4:25. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. Corrupt communication, like you're unbraiding, you're whisper, and something that I'm still working on is that strong language. I need to say that to myself around the time. Do the time of your flower. Let me Sister Vita, hold up, because I'm about to show this. This is really important because all of us is cursed with this. Is a curse, I tell you. Because a lot of that around my time, my flower, I won't even call it flower no more. I'd be like, I just mutated. Because you be crying up, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I'm just a wreck. When I'm on my flower, I think all sisters, when they're on their flower, let's make it normal to not reach out and try to talk to anyone. Try to stay to yourself as much as possible. Like when I know that some sisters is on their flower, I won't talk to them because I know everything they're telling me and fussing about or they need counseling about. When they off their flower, is like it's never happened. They don't even discuss it. They be like, oh, they like that. I'm talking about full meltdowns. And then I was cleaning up, and my husband said this, and I was upset. I don't know what's going on. And then like I talked to them about 7-8 days. Shalom, sis. How you doing, sis? And I be looking like she just sounded like she was about to shoot up a club after we got off the phone, So that's something that we can work on. That's when you just need to, like on my flower, I just try to stay as silent as possible. Because I know when my mouth start moving and then that Eve, they call that Eve spirit come out and you start turning into the wicked woman that and then sometimes our face get puffy. My whole body will get swell up from fluid, and I just be sitting there like mad. Like I don't even teach classes. I don't talk to y'all, because I'm telling you, please work on that. Because, and we all know we're here women. Do your husband really care about your emotional state when you're on your flower? No, he just wants you to shut up and leave him alone. Period. And then you get mad. I'm like, why don't they understand? They know the curses. They know them. They told us about them, and then he don't understand. I'm just sitting here. And to him, only thing he sees is, he don't hear nothing we say. He's there. You know, that's what they see. They be looking like, man, you know, then they be like, what did, you know, that people, the brothers be like, oh my God, she needs to cool down. And then the first thing they'll think, now I see why they say they separated them on their cycle. I'm telling you, that's when your mouth is just, when if you normally got it locked, the hinge is kind of, you know, weird. You know what I'm saying? So it was at Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace into the hearers. That's what you want. You don't want to have corruptible speech. You want to be edifying every time you talk. You want to try to edify and correcting are like the same but different. Like a sister come up to you and she's like, man, you guys, I don't know how I'm gonna homeschool my kids, I work, whatever. And then the edifying is supposed to be good. Like, sis, you got this, because you don't want the oppressor raising your kids. You know, they're not going to really learn more. They're not going to be doing much. You know, you got this. Like, when you've been here before, you've been on the slave ships, you was a slave. Now you got a little bit more wiggle room, but we still slaves. You could do it. Like, talk like that. Speak to your sisters like that. Speak life on your sisters. It ain't always got to be a competition. But if you talk to me about anything like homeschool, stuff like that, I'm going to always say it's best for you to homeschool your kids, okay? But just edifying, ministering grace to hears. When people hear you, they just, oh, wow. You know, they feel good after they speak to you. Especially your husband is you know what I see a lot in Israel with us women that needs to stop is the fact that we speak good to the sisters. We talk positive to sisters, and they talk to their husbands like they're nothing. You know, like you on the phone. Yeah, shalom, sis. Yeah, all praises. I got this right. Yeah, oh yeah, girl, really? Well, we're gonna pray, and I'm gonna be looking out for you. You look out for me, and you know, yeah. And then after you got off the phone, boom, you look at your husband. You hungry? You know, I had to learn that too. No person is worth you talking to them better than the man that the Most High put over you. Yahawashi in the house. Okay, let me keep going with that. Keep going. Sirach 51:22. Yahweh have given me a tongue for my reward, and I will praise him therewith. He gave us this tongue for an reward. There was a blessing here. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you have freedom of speech. And then use it to praise him. Use that tongue to speak grace, speak life, okay? Because there's a war. Because guess what, my dear sisters, it's people out here that can't even talk. They can't talk. And they will do anything. And you get to talk, and you using your mouth to spread discord, to be or corrupt communication in your mouth, being a thirsty traveler. No, you use your mouth. You use it to praise the Most High at all times. Let it so that when people finally see a Hebrew Israelite woman, that they are blown away with our kindness, how we're sweet, we're gentle. When your husband, he's blown away of, like, my wife, she just be chilling. Like, she just don't be, if I say something, she'll just do it. That's just what it is, you know? So that's something that we should think about. Our mouths are gifts, you know, in so many ways to our households. Wisdom of Solomon 12:18. But thou, mastering thy power, judges with Hold up, how did that get there? Sorry, that's not even supposed to be in my notes, sisters. Great favor for thou mayest use power when thou will. Okay, no, hold up. But thou mastering thy power judges with Salakia, sisters. Hold on for 1 second. Shalom, sister. Sorry about that. Whew. Okay. Now let's get back to it. It's hot in here. You can see I'm sweating in the camera. I was trying to get a fan going on in here and stuff like that. I'm talking to my husband like, hey, we get a fan? What's going on here? But yeah. So wisdom of the Salakia. So the precept for Sirach 51:22 is wisdom of Solomon 12:18. It says, but thou mastering thy power judges with equity and orders us with great favor. For thou mayest use power when thy will. So it's kind of like a balance, like equity is like a balance, but thou mastering thy power judges with balance, and orders us with great favor, for thou mayest use a power when thy will. What's the power of the tongue? You get it? Did that make sense? If not, put in the comments and I'll break it down even more if I need to. But that's a power. When you follow the laws and statutes of the Most High, you get a power. You can ask him for things. He will avenge you. He will avenge you. He will, make sure everything is right in your life. So, but you can only just like if we follow the blessings in Deuteronomy, we'll have everything. But when you curse, you don't. If that makes sense. So if you're doing what you're supposed to do, then the power that when you call on him, it'll be there. So hopefully that makes sense to y'all. Let me see. Matthew 12:36 through 37. Okay. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. So everything you say, you're going to have to give an account for that. Not your husband, not your kids, or the person that was mean to you and you feel like you need to cuss, fuss them out, use strong language, what have you. Shalom, sisters, So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to give an account. So just be mindful of that. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by the words thou shalt be condemned. So by your words, you're going to be justified of what you're saying, or you're going to be condemned. Like I said, when someone comes, you got to look at this, sisters. When somebody comes to you with a negative situation, at that point, in that moment, the way you answer, you could condemn yourself or you could get justification. Just like when I was talking about earlier with the lady at my job, I could have used strong language, all that, but I would have condemned myself. But if I didn't go there, I was just like, I know how to word things so they know, hey, this is something that, could cause issues. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something that we can look into. Let me see. Condemn James 1:26. If any man among you seem to be religious, so he means be religious, set apart, what have you, and brideth not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart, this man's religion is in vain. So for your beliefs to even get count, for you to even be looked at as an Israelite woman, is even how you talk. I'm gonna say that again. The way that you talk and you communicate, people will know if you really in this for the Most High, or if you in this for whatever your own reasons. Because a lot of times we get to a point where let me see. We get to a point where you be like, well, I love the Most High. He's all about me. I'm just all about him. And anybody else, they can get behind me, Satan and all this other stuff. You say all that. And then you talk the words that come out your mouth is different. Guess what? Guess who's going to be called a hypocrite? Guess people going to stop talking to you? That's called being a hypocrite as well. So just know, if I can sit up here, I can say all this stuff about the Bible, all this, and I need to do this, and I need to do that, and you need to do this, and you need to do that, and then y'all look on, on somewhere, and I'm twerking. Some people do that. Or I'm saying all this, and then I'm up here going around sowing evil seeds within Israel. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we need to look into. I mean, to examine yourselves. Okay? If you examine yourselves daily, you will see that, hey, I'm doing something that's a little bit messed up. Maybe I just need to chill. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me keep going. I was down here. Sirach 4:24. All right, I'm gonna bring this up in a minute from Sister Rachel. Okay, let me see. Sirach 4:24. For by speech wisdom shall be known, and learning by the word of the tongue. So people know how smart you are once you speak. Okay? Once you speak and you start talking these little things, oh yeah, I understand. Or as you people can talk about scriptures. The Most High said this, the Most High that, and you just con. They say, what do you think? And then you like, well, yeah, I think that's good. And if you look over in this chapter, then that shows immediately what? Okay, she knows the Bible. She believes in the Most High. Okay. Let me Colossians 4:26. Let's see. 4:6. Salakia. Let your speech be always with grace, seasoned with salt, that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man. And this is very true. That's a very good scripture right there. Like salt, season it. It gotta be just good. You don't want to be just halfway saying stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it says, and that ye may know how ye ought to answer every man, and you'll know how you should answer every man. I'm not going to answer a Israelite sister about biblical or marital or a household question like I would answer someone just that's not active in this truth. I can't give them the exact same advice because one is already there and trying to do it, and one is trying to get there. You know, so that's basically like, say, running a race. Instead of I gotta tell the sister that's trying to get to there, hey, when you get down in the blocks, you know, make sure your feet, you got at least 1 foot away from the starting blocks. Make sure you relax. When the gun goes off, take off. But a sister that's in this, I'd be like, okay, once you get to the 150 meter dash, try to open up your stride a little bit more and breathe in through your nose and out your mouth in a 1, 2, 3, 4 rhythm or something like that. You see what I'm saying? So you'll know how to answer that. But it takes wisdom in you being quiet and looking at how everybody else answers. That's why we have to be an example, because our kids is looking at us. If they're going to answer the way that you answer. That's how you can always tell two things by someone's kids: if they really like you, or if they're really practicing what they preaching at home. Because we've been to gatherings before, and my kids come up and like, them little girls said they ain't trying to be no sister's friend, and they don't even want us to be near them. And then I'm like, and that lets me know automatically, like, okay, their mom is dealing with some things, you know. But that's how you know who is who with the children. Like, if the children are good, I mean, if the mother is good, it's always gonna show through the kids. If that woman really don't like you, she talk junk around you, your kids ain't gonna like you. Okay, the kids gonna look at you like you're crazy, and it's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? So we got to be that example. They're not learning how we're saying it. Like, you need to be nice to everybody and say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And you need to be nice. You know, if they don't see you doing it, then they're not going to do it. See what I'm saying? So that was a good precept, Sister Rachel. Now let me continue to go down. Sirach 9:18. A man of an ill tongue is dangerous in his city, and he that is rash in his talk shall be hated. So a sister with an ill tongue is dangerous in Israel. Why? Because she's going to go here, there, over there, running her mouth over here. She's going to run her mouth over there. She's just going, you know, and then it's throwing a big heap of discord. Dangerous. And he that is rash in his talk shall be hated. Like, you rash. I'm like I said earlier, sister, you need to run now. You trying to lose weight, run. You know, or I'm just like you know that aunt in the family that tells it how it is. Oh, she gonna say how it is. Be careful, she gonna say how it is. They are secretly hated. People hate them because they just running off their mouth, just saying stuff, you know. Let me see what else. Let me see. Hold on, Sister Rachel. I'm gonna pull those up. I'm gonna get through these right here. Okay. I see them all. Let me see. And I know they some powerful ones too. But you know, I'm a little older, so if I lose track of what I'm saying in these with the lineup, then I get kind of I'm a long-winded talker. Y'all know that by now. I don't even have to say nothing else. Y'all guessed it by what I said that came out of my mouth. How much comes out of my mouth? See what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me go to Sirach 40:21. The pipe and the psaltery make sweet melodies, but a pleasant tongue is above them both. So you know how a song makes you feel. You just, you know, you feel good. But if a sister comes up to you, or your husband is coming up to you, it's a scripture too. I think I had put it on there. How words spoken in the right time is like pictures of gold. But yeah, so that's the power that we have. What we say to our husbands is more powerful than them hearing a good song. What we say to our kids is more powerful and could be more pleasant than them hearing a good song. That's powerful right there. It's something that we should just look at like, well, yeah. Let me see. Salakia. Proverbs 15:28. The heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things. So the heart of the righteous studieth to answer. How can I? Okay, why this happened? We righteous persons, they try to analyze each situation and answer it perfectly. Okay, like I'm not. It's a difference from you just listening because you want to say something, you want to intervene, you want to inject, you want to show your point of view. No, you study to answer righteously. Get it? You understand? But the mouth of the wicked pour out any evil things, and the mouth of the wicked, they just pour out all evil stuff. Or they talk real good, and then here they come that double tongue. They talk good over here, but here comes that double tongue. Like, like we got to learn to just try to speak good things. I'm still learning that. When this stuff happened with my daughter, I was the most negative. I ain't gonna say negative person. I just didn't care what I said, how it came out. I didn't care. I just didn't. But then after the Most High showed me through, different things and different circumstances through scriptures, I was able to see like the Most High got it. Why am I upset? Why am I mad? The Most High is blessed me with a husband. Why am I, being cold towards him? It's just some things that we all have to like really think about. All right, now, Sirach 20:7. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see the opportunity. A wise man, they were like, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna wait. But a babbler and a fool will regard no time. I'm gonna read it again. A wise man will hold his tongue till he see the opportunity. Now, how does that deal with us, sisters? Because when our husbands, sometimes they saying something, they talking, whatever it may be, could be good, could be bad. Because sometimes a lot of men, they get, and my husband had to tell me this, like around the time when this stuff happened to my daughter, I was irrational, He'd be like, you need to, he'll be fussing and just be like, he be talking, I just interject like, but let me tell you, I want my opinion, and he can't finish what he's saying. Then finally, he's like, I can't get a thought in. You ain't even waiting till I get finished talking. I was like, oh, wow. And then when I was reading this, I was like, I got to wait for the perfect opportunity. After he get finished, let him say anything. After he's talking, then I should say something. But if I don't, us not doing that, what does it turn us into, sisters? A babbler and a fool with regard no time. So that makes you a foolish woman. That hurt, didn't it? When you intervene with your husband or anyone that's trying to talk to you, you got to keep cutting them off, that you're just babbling. Let me see. Get down. Sirach 20:6. Some man holdeth his tongue, hold this, because he have not the answer. That's good. If you hold your tongue, that means that's good. If you don't have the answer, it's okay. It's okay to not have the answer. If you ask me something I don't know, I'll be like, I'm going to go right to who the Most High blessed me with. I got a walking encyclopedia and a Bible scholar over here. I'll call my husband on, hey, can you, I'll ask the sister. I ain't going to be like, well, I know this, but no, I'll just be like, hold up. Let me ask my husband. Relate to the Most High. He will get you through any time. Rely on the Most High, and he will get you through every time. And ain't no other way. No other way for you to just go through him. That's right. But as far, I think we know that. I think a lot of us women know that if you rely on the Most High, you will get to him anytime. We need to learn how to do that for our husbands. It ain't about we gonna come to, we ain't gonna, you can't interject the Most High. You can't ignore the Most High when you talking. You can't do you can do the opposite, but it's the relationships that he has around us that we have to. It's like your husband's fussing at you and you go and you fuss him out back. And I go to the Most High like, Lord, I just want to thank you for another day. And then the Most High looking like, I literally gave you this man and you just disrespected him. And you asking me for what? That's how, it's on that level. Like I believe y'all sister. I believe that us sisters as a whole, I believe we really do love them like the Most High. We're trying to seek him. And I believe there's another half of us that don't believe in the Most High, but we like our relationship with our husbands and we just follow him. Then I think it's another one of us that we're respectful to the Most High, but we disrespect everybody else around us. And we feel like in our minds, as long as we got the Most High, that's all that matters. And he don't even work like that, but that is true. What the sis said, let me see. I did 26. Oh, something else. Because he have not answered. Oh, and some keep silence knowing his time, and some keep silence because knowing his time. I know after my let me see. After my after your husband finished talking, that's your perfect time to say something. Or after your manager says something, is you can say something. Like another example, that same manager with another manager like tried to like fuss me out about a program, and I know I didn't learn the program myself. Someone taught it to me. So while they're going in, I could have easily interjected, and because I know I was right. But I waited for them to say everything. They even had a joke about me in the middle of it, in front of my face. And I just, I waited. And then when things died down, I was like, can I say something? They was like, well, go ahead. And then when I said my case, they ended up making themselves look stupid. That's the thing when you are the Most High, when you follow the Most High, and somebody trying to come with you with any riffraff, you always gonna be able to make them look stupid. Because first of all, when they're even if somebody coming at you, yelling at you, calling you all types of names, you being silent, they're gonna look stupid. And if you have that confidence in the Most High, like they're not gonna touch me. Like I'm not gonna say nothing, what have you. I have not been yet that the Most High has confounded me in that area. If somebody coming at me, they fussing at me, they going in. If I'm quiet, if I don't say anything, they could never put their hands on me. But if I engage, then I'm taking the shield that the Most High have off me and allowing whatever happens to happen. Every perfect gift comes from him, and husbands are a gift. Exactly. Your husbands are a gift. Just like we are a gift to them. And it sucks if we are given to them and we treat them like crap. We mean to them. They going through stuff too. They're just not all emotional like we are. But they care about us. If they didn't care, you know how men act when they don't care. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we need to start doing. And for our kids, because some of us talk to our kids like they ain't. Like, talk to your kids. Speak life on your kids. Speak blessings. You're going to be great. You're going to be a great woman of the Most High. You're going to be a man of the Most High. You're going to be strong. Speak life on them. You can't be like, man, you ain't going to be nothing anyway. So, or if single mom, you can be nothing like your daddy, or don't do that. Just speak life on your kids. They need it. Okay, let me keep going. Proverbs 15:4. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. So a wholesome tongue is a tree of life. When you're talking positive, it's like a tree's like, oh my gosh, like after you get out, it's times I'm on the phone with sisters. I get off the phone with them. I feel powerful. I feel great because the ones that I'm known for a while that they've, they technically we're always being proven, but they're like in a 2, 3, 4, 5 years in with still proven, So like when you talk to them, it's like a tree of life. You talk to your husband like that. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life to him. He's going to want to come home. He's not going to have a need to spoil. He is not going to feel like he's on a rooftop, But perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit. So if they going off, that means something ain't right in their spirit. Something ain't right in your spirit if you going in, you fussing out your husband, you fussing out sisters, you going in, you feel like nobody can tell you nothing, or that's perverseness. Something's not right. And if you got a real sister around you, they'll tell you. Like sis, you going off. If you get mad at sister, that ain't on her. She did her job. The blood's off her hands. She's good. The Most High is giving her a check like you did what I told you to do. But it's time to get it together. It's okay. It's okay if you had a perverseness. I'm not saying it's okay if you have perverseness. If you had a perverseness in your spirit this whole time, go to the Most High tonight, immediately, ask his forgiveness, speak life on yourself, and move forward. Okay? All right. James 1:19, Salakia. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, fast to hear, slow to speech, slow to wrath. I just left it right at that because if you repeat that over and over again, like I'm a daughter of Zion, I'm going to be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. So be quick to hear it. That's why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Double, it got to be double. You got to hear double. Then when this comes out, because when this starts to go out, it's like people look at you like, oh, are you, So just hear, listen. One thing that's a pet peeve of mine is when a sister comes to me and they ask me for advice, and when I try to tell them, they are cutting me off the whole time. I could be talking like, yeah, if they can ask me like, sis, how do you go down to the store? I could be like, well, go down to the stop sign, you make it right. But I went there and it didn't. The street was closed, and then, okay, when was the last time you was there, sis? I went there like a week ago. Well, I just went there this morning. The construction is gone. Okay. So like I was saying, you go down the street and you go down, but then wait, because that way, maybe you should go the other way. And I'm just sitting there. It's like, I'm like, and I had to say something like, sis, how you can't hear if you're talking. It don't work like that. Just calm down and let me finish saying what I'm saying, or they're trying to tell me about marriage advice. And they ask me about marriage advice. I tell them, hey, if you feel like your husband's wicked, 9 times out of 10, you are too. That's why y'all together. The Most High paired y'all, and he did this and he did this. Okay, so I'm going to wait for her to get finished talking about how he sucks, pretty much. And then I have to go back in. Well, sis, you have to do this. You have to do this. You need to work on yourself, because at the end of the day, if your husband's going off, you need to stay grounded and stay with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. When you're hearing advice, or your husband's talking to you, try to hear the whole thing, because I have a problem hearing the whole thing sometimes too. And I'm just being honest. You know, I ain't say I don't think he know what he's talking about, but sometimes I have jumped the gun. I interrupt. That's what happens when you interrupt a man in the middle of his speech, right? All right, Sirach 19:6. He that can rule his tongue shall live without strife. If you can control this, you'll live without strife. No one's going to be bothering you because you ain't in the middle of no drama. Your husband's not going to be arguing with you because you ain't going to be arguing back with him or trying to fix pipes with him. Your kids are going to be, better because you're going to be using your mouth, the reward the Most High gave you, to not only teach them the Bible, but actually live it. Okay? I had to learn that the hard way too. My one, you don't understand this household. I love my husband to death because in the beginning, he cut me like every day. It was just like he had a sword, like. And the one thing that he said that really made me stop playing with this truth is when he told me that in the beginning, I was a firecracker and a half. That's like that's just low way of saying it. He said, I wouldn't want my daughters to turn out like you. And I would look like, what? And then usually, the first couple of times he said that, I ain't gonna lie, I was cussing, I was fussing, and like, what you mean? You ain't gonna lie, and then I even went as far as threatening him, well, you joined the gang, and the only way out, my brother, is death. I talked to him like that. He like, man, what? And then it was like when I was actually started studying for myself, and and I was like, this is wrong. And then my kids, they were little, and one of my kids told my son, like, you need to be quiet because you'll rule over me. And I was like, darn, like, what? Who told her that? I was like, why you say that? She's like, well, that's what you said with Daddy. I was like, you couldn't go on. How could I just had to, I made that my business for that day to try to reverse that. So my husband can say, I want my daughters to grow up and be just like you. That's just some things that we have to do as mothers. We die daily. I didn't come up in this mug and immediately started doing everything I'm doing. It took some time, but that was one of the things that changed, that I know that this right here needed to change. Let me see. Okay, he that hated Babylon shall. Okay, so he that can rule his tongue shall live without strife, and he that hated babbling shall have less evil. So if you don't blabble, you don't blah 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 blah, it's less evil. That's true. I'm learning that. I learned that the hard way. I'm like, man, if I just need to, when this stuff happened with my daughter, I'm always going to reference that, because that was the point in my life when the Most High showed me another side of him. Then I realized he showed me his dark side, and that's when I knew that the light that I was exposed to, I needed to hold on to. Okay, so. And he that hated Babylon shall have less evil. When I was angry about my daughter, I was just on edge. I'm like, darn, it's like you hearing your daughter scream, it breaks you. You know what I'm saying? So I would say anything. I'll go in, I'll just be fussing about who, what, when, where, and why, and how I think this happening, and I will be going in and all that. And then it's like, it wasn't a less evil, because it made me think more evil, like angry, But trust me, the Most High, when he gives me the okay to give y'all my testimony, I will. But right now, we're going to talk about the power of this tongue, okay? So then Philippians 2:14, do all things without murmuring and disputing. So let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all this. Mumbling and disputing. When you, oh my God, when you do that, you can evil. That's bad too. You can speak death with a whisper. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? That's still, just because we can't really hear you, you're still putting that out there. You're putting that out there. So that's something. Shalom, sis. So the one of the things that we gotta look at is how it's not even to mumble it. Don't dispute, just be quiet. Psalms 118:5. I called upon Yahweh in distress. The Lord answered me and set me in a large place. That's the power of when you follow the Most High. You could call. You had to open up, use that mouth to call on Yahweh. Please help me. I need you right now. It's been times I'll be in a car and I just be in my own, just dealing with some stuff, and I have to be like, Lord, please, I just want to have, I want to have a great day. Do you, Yahweh? I know if I have not, because I asked not, I'm begging you, Lord, please let me be calm. Let me have a great day. Let me be able to teach my children everything they need to be taught. Let me, and I speak life on myself through Yahweh, and he always answers, because I got you. Because it says in Sirach 2:10, look at the generations of old and see whatever any confounded. Who? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Okay? Call on him. He's going to come. Believe he's going to come. And some people be like, well, Saul called on him and he didn't even answer. No, Saul didn't wait. And he went to, who did he go? Who did he go to do the most evil act? He went to us, a woman. And she used her words to do that. Right? That's something to think about. Don't call on him and wait. Call on him and wait. Don't think the answer gonna fall in your lap right now. Boom. If your lights turn off, you're like, Lord, please help me turn my lights, my water on. My cable got cut off, please. And then don't be surprised you go about 2 more nights without none of that. But I bet you in them 2 nights, it ain't gonna be as bad as you think. He gonna still take care of you. So just call upon him. Psalms 12:18. There is that speaketh like the piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is health. We're going into the good stuff. The tongue is health. It's health, my sisters. Speak health on your family. Speak health on yourself. Anything, let me tell you a secret. If you're following the Most High to your best ability, guess what? Anything you go to him and you ask and is righteous, he will do it for you. And I ain't even get no tithe money or pass around no plate to tell you that. Anything you ask for him and is righteous, he's gonna do it for you. That's the power that we have. If you trying to get your temple together, because you have sisters, we need to start getting healthy now, because we want to see our grandkids. We want to be healthy for our husbands. We want to be healthy for the children. We want to be healthy for our ministry. Go to him and ask him, like, please help me, Father. I don't want to lose weight because I'm trying to be the baddest girl in Israel, or I want all the men to look at me and thus. No, I want to feel good. I want you to dwell in a healthy temple. Okay? Looking good is for that's for your husband. Okay? Look good for your husband, baby. All right, let me keep going here. Now and if you call into the Most High, He's going to give you mercy. He's going to help you. He's going to give you mercy. Trust me. Let me tell you. Let's go to Romans 10 and 13. For whosoever shall call upon the name of Yahweh shall be saved. Be saved out of whatever you in. He gonna save you. Now, Salakia, I don't mean that Christianity, once you save, you always saved. And no, it ain't talking about that. You calling him, he's gonna save you. Any situation, look at the people that was in distress. He called upon them and he saved them. He answered them. Okay. Acts 2:21. Now I'm not. Hold up. Let me just keep going. Acts 2:21. He shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be saved. It says it again. You'll be saved. I believe that Yahawashi is his son and stuff like that. But even he told you to call upon Yahweh. Okay. Let's keep going. Joel 2:32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of Yahweh shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as Yahweh have said, and in the remnant Yahweh shall call. You call him, he's going to save you. Use your mouth. All these are callings because you got to call upon him. Okay? He's going to save you. Wherever you are, all of us, he's going to save us if we call upon him. If you don't, he won't. If you call upon him and you doubt it, he's not. Because you can call on him, but you like somebody hit their arm, boom, oh Lord, please make my arm start hurting, or Lord, I want to lose weight, but I ain't gonna be. But you don't believe that. You don't believe you're gonna lose no weight. You calling to the Lord to help you to get healthy, because we're not trying to have a sackcloth shape. We're not trying to be shaped like a doggone a box, like a dog. What was one of them Scooby-Doo vans? We're daughters of Zion. You could do it. Get healthy for your family and look good for your husband. Okay? Like Yahawashi in the house. Say Yahawashi was in the house. You want to walk around fat, running around. I made biscuits. And then he come in there and then most of the biscuits gone. No, you need to try to look the best around that's your man. I'm just saying. If you do dress up, you adorn yourself, you wear makeup, whatever, do that in the house when you ain't got nowhere to go. It's just your man. Look good for your man. Like today, for my man, my husband. I feel like if you feel like you're really with a king, like we all should, if you're married, then you should always try to look your absolute best for him. Okay, and I'm not talking about you sick. You like, Sister the Dower said that I need to look good. I'm saying let's be wise here. If you're up, you're at him, try your best. Hey. Let me see. We still calling on the Lord. Psalms 18:3-6. I will call upon Yahweh, who is worthy to be praised. So shall I be saved from my enemies. The sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. Okay, that's the first. I'm going to stop right there to break that down. Okay? Calling to him because he's worthy, right? Save you from your enemies. Like, it's people around. Some of y'all sisters are really surrounded at the workplace, with enemies. No one's if you're an Israelite woman, if you're at work and everybody likes you, something's wrong. No one, they should, every time you come around, you should remind them of what they're not doing. And they're always going to be watching you, nitpicking. Oh, they'll get bold with you. Let you come in there and you ain't got one of your tassels is missing, or you ain't got no friends. They'll tell you, oh, where your fringes at? All right, wait a minute. And they got a mini skirt on just because they want to make you look like, you're not really in this. So if you come to me like, Lord, I've got to work here. Please protect me from my enemies, and the sorrows of death compass me, because the sorrows of death compass us all. Okay. And the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. When you got a lot of ungodly people around you, me personally, I know the enemy is here to kill, steal, and destroy. I don't think he's trying to do nothing less than that. Shown us that. So if I'm around a whole bunch of ungodly men, I'm going to assume that they're willing to do the worst to me. And I pray the Most High, like, please protect me, because I don't know what these people got going on. 5, the sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. In my distress, I called upon Yahweh and cried unto my God, my power. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. See, the people be dealing with a lot of stuff. Scared. Us women, we go through a lot as well. You be scared, you undecisive. Did I make the right decision about this situation? Should I stay with this man? Should I leave him? Should I, take my kids? Should I not? He's not in the truth. Well, he is today, or we ain't really got no place to go, or all this stuff. Salakia, we all deal with this. Okay? And the Most High will take that hand and he'll deliver you. You call on him, and you just call on him. If you get mad to the point where you know that you're a mad person, when you feel like you about to yell, you can't control it, just yell out, Yahweh, Yahweh, yeah, and just call him. He'll make everything right. Now, everybody gonna look at you for crazy for a second, but that's better than yelling out, you stupid blank, 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 blank. Okay. All right, now closing now. I got a couple more scriptures. I'm gonna hit the ones that I seen in the chat that I didn't get to, and then I'm going to, if y'all have any questions, I'll answer those. So let's go. I'm gonna give you 2 examples, because for time's sake at this point, 2 examples of 2 different type of people that called on the Most High and he showed them mercy. Okay. The first person, it's only 2 because I'm for time. Cain. Genesis 4:13 through 15. I know y'all like, Cain. You thought, yes, Cain. Just look at it, okay? Genesis 4:13 through 15. And Cain said, after he killed his brother, he, got smart with the Most High and all that. And he said, and Cain said unto Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. He like, you got me. You remember that he cursed him with the like the leprosy or what have you, they call it. So he's telling him, like, you giving me more than I can bear. 14, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive, a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that fighteth me shall slay me. That's what he's saying to the Most High. He's opening up his mouth and being real with him. He didn't lie and say, hey, I really didn't kill my brother, but why are you going to do that? That just shows that us as women, we need to be real and say, hey, I was mean to my husband. Forgive me. Help me, Lord. Don't be like, well, he did this, he did that. No, be real. Let's go to 15. And Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold, and Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. See, and he didn't even deserve it, but he even went to the Most High and said, "Hey, this is too much," and he's still shown mercy. He still showed mercy. So if you feel like you're out there and you know that you did something very, very evil and wicked, just tell the Most High, tell him that I know I did this wrong, but please show mercy on me, please. And he will. He will. The next person is Samson. Samson, he went into particulars. I love it. So I'm just going to do Judges 16, 28 through 30. And Samson called unto Yahweh and said, "Oh Lord God, remember me, I pray thee." It's called it to him. "And strengthen me, I pray thee, only this once." He said, "Only this once, O Yahweh, that I may be at once avenged of these Philistines for my two eyes," because they took his eyes out. And Samson took hold of the two middle pillars upon which the house stood. So he held on to them. Can't see my hands because of the background filter. And on which it was borne up of the one with his right hand and the other with his left hand. And Samson said, "Let me die with the Philistines." And he bowed himself with all his might. He bowed himself with all his might. And the house fell upon the lords and upon all the people that were therein. So the dead which he slew at his death were more than they which he slew in his life. And did you notice that the Most High gave him exactly what he asked for? It makes you think, if he would have asked, "Hey, Lord, can you just let me kill all these people and I could go back home?" You think the Most High would have let him do that? No, the Most High granted him. Even that, I use those two examples of like two big, like known, like people that went off, and he still had mercy on them. Still. So he could do that for you too. He will, sis, listen. Go to him now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Go to the Most High now and ask him, "Please, let me set hold over my spirit. Let me guard my mouth. I understand that my mouth, what I say, hurts people. It makes them sad. It makes them feel other way. I know I'm disrespecting my husband. I know it makes my kids feel some type of way. I know I speak death on myself. I know I don't speak anything positive. And when it's time for me to do something challenging that I need to do to help my family, I don't do it because I say I can't do it. Fix it so I can do it." And then the next thing you know, you're able to homeschool your kids. You're able to get in physical condition for just in case something happened. Because we all know when that day comes, they're going to bust your husband upside the head first. They're going to take him first. Brain, come here. Okay? And then you're going to do two. There's a fork in the road. You're going to scream, "I got my husband, please." Or you got to work now to get strong enough to be able to defend and save your husband's lineage, which is the children. Okay? That's just some of the things that we need to use our mouths to try to be positive. Not try, but be positive. Let us bring out these scriptures. Let's bring out. Let's see. You are always in the spirit. So all praises to the Most High, sis. All praises to Him. Let's see. Sister Rachel, she down. Let me see, because Sister Rachel, you be having them good jewels. We dropping the good jewels down. 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15. But sanctify Yahweh our power in your hearts, which is your mind, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asketh you a reason of the hope that is in you with meekness and fear. If anybody, be ready to answer anything. If anybody has anything to ask you, I mean, anybody talk to you about anything, be ready to answer, but with meekness. You ain't gotta be. We ain't always gotta be hard. Just like with your husbands. Well, our husband, we ain't always gotta win the battle. You know. And I learned that through counseling. Like, you ain't always gotta win. You know, sometimes you can just be like, okay, I know I'm right, and just, and then trust the Most High. And that was some really good advice I got. Really good advice. That's something that we all need to work on too. So always answer with meekness on everything. Like, somebody like, are you an Israelite? Don't be, or are you Muslim? Like, when I'm learning the truth and a woman asks me, are you a Muslim? I would be, I'm like, do I look like Ahmad not boom to you? No. Or I know I'm like, but now with wisdom, if it's a sister, I'll be like, if they one of us, I'm like, I'm an Israelite, so are you. But if it's like another nation, like, are you like when we was in the hospital, a couple of nurses stuff, are you a Black Hebrew Israelite? And I had to answer that. But I didn't answer it nicely in the hospital when they asked me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna be like, well, I just said no, the Lord. I was like, no. That sounds like a terrorist group. Are you a part of the Klan? You gotta. I didn't think. Now I would have, if I was in the space I am now, I would have just simply said no. And can you please bring the nurse in to help me change my daughter? Because we gotta be always blameless. Let me see. Ecclesiastes. Let's see. These are some really good scriptures. Am I? Let me see. 26 and 20, 11 and 7. Salaki. That's the next one. So Sirach 11 and 7. Let's see what that says. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first and then rebuke. Answer. I'm gonna go to 8. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause, neither interrupt the men in the midst of their talk. Exactly. Tell them if you see anyone Black, I want their autograph. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. But let me see. You gotta answer. Don't answer before you know the full matter. Okay, that's funny. My daughter, she's up here laughing too. That's funny. But you can't interrupt because you don't never know what they're gonna say. Like, sometimes it's been plenty of times in my life, if I would just shut up and just listen, a lot of stuff wouldn't even happen. Or if I want too emotional and yelling, I could have got a lot more across, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? That's a good scripture, because if you interrupt a man in the midst of his speech, it could lead to a lot of problems, and it could lead to an argument. too. That's something else to look at. Let me see. Sirach 26:23. That was a good one, sis. 26:23. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. So if you're calling and you're saying how your husband is wicked, now it's different because I want to go back to, it was a sister that went on. She asked, okay, she just got into the truth and her husband went in there. Okay, so basically they both was really like wicked together, but now she's trying to change. So then it takes some time for him to get it together, but you got to give time. Consistently, you got to be consistent. If you're consistently doing what you're supposed to do, you can win the heart of your husband. If not, you're just gonna be talking about how wicked he is. But if a woman comes, she said, if they come and this man is wicked and y'all been together, and you're telling me how wicked and how he does this and you do that, then I can't help to ask, like, what did you do? What did you say? What's happening? So you just telling me you're sitting there, you're quiet, you pray, you read the Bible, you do what you're supposed to do, and he just comes and argue with you for no reason, and you never say nothing back at all. So then you have to ask yourself, well, yeah. And then it's sisters out there that's humble and they'll admit that, yeah, it was me. I do be calling him on. I'll cuss him out, or I'll do this, or I do things to purposely, do things. It's kind of like this, like if somebody smokes crack, for instance, somebody smoke crack. You're not going to bring crack around that person. You're not going to tempt them with crack. You're going to talk about crack. You probably ain't even going to try to wear no white clothes because it's going to remind them of some crack. Okay? Kind of like with your husband. If you know your husband is the type of person that he's cursed like everybody else, you never know. These men be getting beat by their dads, their moms, and God knows what else happened to them to make them feel like if someone physically touches me, I'm going to go in. You know what I'm saying? So if you're that type of sister, you're that type, and you know that about your husband, you know that he do not swing on you until you jump in his face. Not saying it's right, but you got to use wisdom to not egg him on. I don't have sympathy for a situation like that. Be quiet and leave him alone. And he, you know what I'm saying? But for the Most High to take one of his precious daughters that follow the laws and statutes of the Most High and give him to a wicked, and give him to a wicked man is, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe. And if he do give her to a wicked man, she can change him. She can change his heart. Like with the what's her name with Xerxes? There's a answer that. Somebody answer that. Who was in there with Xerxes? Answer it. Well, I just Esther. My husband, he answered Esther. I was, oh, look, he had my back. He was like, you ain't gonna get that one wrong, not in front of me. But no, Esther, like when she had to go in there, she softened him and she was able to save her people. You know what I'm saying? She ain't coming out of there and was like, oh my God, he beat me and he choked me out while I was in there. He spit in my face. He threw down my garment. Like, she didn't say that when he came out there. He was like on it because he knew he was with a righteous woman. So that's something. Our mouths separates us from being righteous or an evil wife. And it's a fine balance, and you can work on it every day. Work on it every day. Every day, try to be more and more and more pleasant, to the point where when someone tries to get you mad, they can't get you mad. Or if you're in situations where people knew you from before, and they would be like, before you would have doggone punched that mug in the face, you did good. That's how you know the Most High is dealing with you. Just keep trying. So let me read the rest of the Sirach 26 and 23. So a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth Yahweh. A man that feareth Yahweh, you always gonna know. He's every time you look at that man, he looks stronger. He looks like he's, doing well. Okay. He's talking well. His family looks well. His family is making it, or they're going through a season they're enduring. That's how you know that it's you're given into a good man that fears the Most High. It ain't gonna be no drama, no stipulations, none of that dealing between them and their wife. Now you got heathens out here that will go and try to badmouth you. Of course, when you get cut, people start calling you devils and everything, witches, all that stuff. But as long as you with the Most High, and then when all these people, they said this stuff about you around, and then your mouth has the ability to change what is being said. Okay? Remember that. So, let me see. You got something else? Anything else? I don't see another scripture here. Okay? So, that's the lesson that I have on keep saying and singing Yahawashi in your mind, and that will help you. So, just like when we went over the lesson on, things you can do to keep you one with the Most High, and how you could build a strong relationship, is, make up a song. I say it to the new sister, make up a song just that only you know, and that is only for the Most High, and you can sing that whenever whenever you do feel like you want to go in, because our mouths is something that is a problem. It's a problem here in Israel. A lot of camps, a lot of marriages, a lot of sisterhoods, all that has went under from this, and it's come from mostly us. It's so bad when a man falls in Israel, the first thing they'll look at is the woman. It was some woman that had something to do with it. And it may not even be their wives, but something that some other woman said affected this situation right here. Okay? That's like that has to change. Look in yourself. Ask him for repentance and try to sin less. Okay? I know it's getting late, but I really appreciate you sisters. You may not believe it, but correction is love. I'm up here because I have a love for my sisters. And like I say it time and time again, I'm going to say what it is. I don't care what y'all think about me. I don't care if you like me. I don't care about none of that. Only thing I care about is what the Most High put on my spirit to say to you guys, that it really resonates. Okay? So, shalom to all the sisters in the chat. Thank y'all. Love y'all. And as always, Yahweh by Shem, Yahawashi, Shamar Tha. Shamar in Hebrew means watch. May the Most High in Christ watch over you. And Yahweh by Shem, Yahawashi, Barak Atham. That means may he bless y'all. And we got this, sister, one day at a time, okay? Let me put this in the chat too before I got my husband told me. Let me put in my email address. So if any of y'all want to email me, you got a question or anything, just let me know in the chat here. And sometimes it may take a day or two, because like I said, it's spring around the way. Y'all sisters, I'm telling y'all, plant y'all food, okay? Plant your food, and y'all see it from the tents of Gad at gmail.com. At Gmail. It takes time for me to get back to y'all because it's garden season. If you do not have any if you're not starting anything, I suggest you go to Walmart. They already have things pre-made because these prices are going up. They're trying to get everybody scared through the media with this World War III talk with, and all that. I don't know if I should mention the country. I don't want to get flagged or nothing, but be prepared by getting your foods and everything together. I'm going to have a video Sunday giving little lessons on how to start food. I'm going to do that. That's simple. And also to get your family breathing right in your homes by what plants you can get that you don't really have to take care of, just in case something happens and we're confined to our home again. Because we in Babylon, you never know what's gonna happen. But oh yeah, and if y'all need any beard oils, tassels, head crowns, seeds, I will be selling black seeds and St. John Wort seeds and grape seeds, because everybody knows that grapes are not having seeds in them anymore. So we'll go over all that in Sunday. So like I said, Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Shamar Thumb, Baraka Thumb, and be blessed.